Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim, and today I'm continuing my playthrough of Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. This will be my second attempt at scenario number 5, Buttons Arena. And before we get started with that, I've been watching a few other playthroughs of this game and picked up on a couple of rules that I either overlooked or misinterpreted that I think will hopefully impact in a positive way things going forward. They're actually not, neither of them are things that I've done wrong necessarily, but they're opportunities that I could have taken advantage of that I have not. So the first is regarding items, and when we started this scenario, I was under the impression that actually the scenario 4, I was under the impression that we didn't have access to the items from the scenario 3 card because we didn't actually play it. This one is only played for anyone other than the bruiser. But I noticed someone else playing it was using this item. And I mentioned that, and they said, yeah, the rules state that you can use any items from previous cards, including scenarios that you've skipped. So we should actually also have access to this spring hammer, which gives, during your melee attack, you can add push 2, and it's a two-handed weapon. Or the button shield, which is a one-handed item, and during an enemy's attack you can gain 1 shield. So when we were playing scenario 4 and we only had the one single-handed weapon available, the venomous fang, we could have also been using this button shield to give us an extra shield, which would have definitely come in handy. So going forward, we'll have these 2 items available. I'm still going to stick with the drop of clean water and the iron nail for this scenario because they seem to fit what we're going up against. Lots of negative conditions and lots of shields. But we'll have that available to us, as well as any in the future that we end up skipping because they're specific to other classes. We'll still be able to utilize those items. The second thing that I missed is regarding these cards that have these persistent bonuses on them. I was thinking that, and I've said this several times when I've considered using these, is that, well, the problem is this is then stuck in your active slot until the end of the scenario. But that's not true. These persistent bonuses, you can actually choose at any time to return them to your hand, or if they're persistent bonuses that are on a B side, then you could choose to take them out of the active slot to put them in your discard pile. The only exception being you can't do it while you're in the middle of resolving some other ability, but yeah, those aren't stuck there forever. You can slot them in, take advantage of the benefit for a round or 2 or 3 or however many you want, and then choose to bring it back to your hand. Of course, this, because it's an A side, it would then come back on the B side, and then you still have that card available to use. So that was definitely a misplay on my part. I can think of several times where I could have taken advantage of that to either get the shield up, or there's also, I think there's a retaliate. Yeah, this one that I've been like, well, I don't want to use this because then I won't have access to this card anymore. But that's not true. You can pop this in, let it sit there for however many rounds you choose, and then in this case, because it's B-side, then it would go in the discard pile, but then at least you get it back then once you rest. So definitely opens up some more possibilities for utilizing those instead of having to wait till almost the very end of the scenario to use them like I was thinking. Now I did find there are other cards like this one for, I think this is the Spell Weaver maybe, to where it has this persistent bonus, but then it has the lost icon next to it. So in this case, yeah, you'd want to leave it there, probably till the end of the scenario, because once you choose to deactivate it, it doesn't go back in your hand, it goes into your lost pile. Now the exception to that might be, and I don't know if maybe the Spellweaver has cards with this ability, is if you have something that has this, where is it? Recover ability, you can return a card to your hand. And I'm not sure if that can pull them from the lost pile, but I'm thinking maybe it can. So that would be the only case where, yeah, you may choose to voluntarily deactivate this card to put it in your lost pile, so then you could use retrieve to get it back. Again, if that's the case, I don't know that for sure. Before I play this class, I will definitely find that out. But yeah, I was basically thinking that they were all like this, that if you chose to take them out, then they would get lost, but that's only if it also has this symbol. So that, like I said, will hopefully help us out here. I did play this scenario one more time after my first attempt off camera, just because I didn't want to run into the situation like we did with scenario 4, where just repeated failure after failure after failure until I figured out, in that case, it was because I was doing the monster movement wrong. But I just wanted to see if changing things up somewhat would result in better results. And I was, in that playthrough, able to actually get both the beetle and the sorcerer down, but I was not able to take out King Button. I was set up to have a chance of doing it because I had my what was it? Yeah, the Quietus. I had this available to play, but then I ended up not having any cards with enough movement to get adjacent to him. And since he's ranged, he wasn't going to come to me, so I ended up not being able to finish him off, and then he finished me off. So, but I did do a lot better. Like I said, I was able to get these two down at least. So, got a little bit different approach to take now, and hopefully armed with this additional knowledge of being able to use these persistent bonuses if I want to earlier on, that maybe we can get through this. So with that, let's go ahead and jump right in. I need to reset this from the last time when I retried that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to move around, and I did choose to continue or to keep the hook and chain as my level 2 upgrade card as well. And you'll hopefully see why here shortly. So what the plan is to move around to here, push this beetle through that trap, which will put the bleed on him, the wound, and then that way he has to come back around it, either this way or this way, to get back to me. He can't just come straight back at me. So that's the first part of the plan. And then the other thing is that I was able to pull off, and hopefully I will be again, is after doing that, I was able to get the beetle to start coming around this way, and then the sorcerer got into a position where I was then able to pull him into that trap with hook and chain. So hopefully we can get that to happen again. That way I had bleed on both of these guys, and it really made a huge difference. Plus I was able to keep away from the beetle pretty much the whole time. I think he did get one attack on me before he died, but yeah. So anyway, so we're going to be using our warding strength. And then the other thing was, I believe, the shield bash to try to make sure we go before these guys get a chance to move, hopefully. The beetle still can potentially go before me. King Button can, but that doesn't matter because then he's just going to sit there. I'm actually hoping he rolls this. That's the thing, too, is the first 2 times I've played this, the one on camera and the one off camera, he hasn't rolled this ability once. Which, after you damage him, it's bad, but before that, you really want him to roll this because, I mean, the downside is it gives the sorcerer access to muddle, but that way he's not coming after you. So, it'd be nice if he rolled that at least once or twice here early on. All right, yeah, so we'll go at 15. Hopefully go before the beetle. So King Button is going to be at plus. The sorcerer is at minus. And then the beetle is also minus. Darn it. All right. So this might throw a monkey wrench into things right off the bat. Maybe not, though. All right, so let's see what Mr. Beetle's going to do. He is attacking for 1, moving 2, and then attacking for 1. So he can go, it looks like either direction, but it's definitely going to mess it up, so he's not going to be... I'm not going to be able to push him into that trap, unfortunately. So I think instead, I might move around here and push the wizard or the sorcerer into the poison trap. And then maybe try to get this, I don't know, I'll have to see. It's going to be tough to get him into that trap now, I think. I guess if we move him around this way, then we might be able to, I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, let's move him that way since we're planning on coming around. Whoops, coming around like that. And then do we want him down here? I think either way is probably, I think this way might be a little bit farther to get around to me, so let's go with that. But then he's not adjacent, so he can't attack. We then go and we'll do our move 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to attack 3, push 2, and strengthen self. Seems like this is kind of our standard opening. So attack 3. Ooh, we got the plus, so that's a 4. Move that down. They have no shield, so they'll go down to 7. But they do have retaliate 1 at range 3, so we take a damage in return. If I can find the 12, there it is. All right, and then we push 2, and he takes another damage and becomes poisoned. righty. That puts them up next. So, and even before their turn, darkness is infused for this round. So if King Button had rolled his middle column there, he would have been able to take advantage of that, but fortunately not. Then they're going to move 3, attack 2 at range 2. And if they have earth to consume, they get pierce 2, but they do not. Wouldn't make a difference because we don't have any shields at the moment. So, oh, sorry, it's not range 2. It's move 3 and then attack 2 melee. So he's going to come right back up to us. And then attack for 2. And he got the plus, so that's 3 more damage. We're down to 9. Yeah, I moved that. Then King Button, move 1, attack 3, range 3. Well, he can't get within range 3, so he's just going to... Remember, he has flight, so he can fly over these obstacles and hover over them and all that. So he's going to move to there. And that's going to end the turn. These both flip to B, come back to my hand. And let's see what we want to do next. Thinking maybe... Maybe we'd have something we could, yeah, we could slot in this 1 shield. Since we don't really need to move. Or we do have our attack 3 on the bottom. I wonder if we could finish that guy off here. He is poisoned, so yeah, pretty good chance. So maybe we... kind of want to save this for something with shield, like the beetle. So I'm thinking maybe we play these 2. And we do the attack 3 on the bottom here and the attack 4 on the top here. Seeing if we were going to get our heal back yet, but that's on our... That's on the back of Leap and Cleave, so we'll have to wait another round for that. Yeah, let's try that. So we're going to go at 42. Let's see. Oh, the thing is, though, the problem is the sorcerer, if he... Oh, no, this is a melee attack, so we're okay. So even if he gets... If he gets one of his ranged attacks, he's going to go later than us, so he won't be able to move away from us before we go. So that's good. Hopefully we can kill him before he attacks us. And yeah, the beetle's not going to be able to reach us, so we're good there too. Although he is going to... So because I was thinking he'd come around this way, but actually there's a path through this enemy technically to get to us, even though he's blocking the way. He doesn't, it's still considered a valid path, so he would try to come this way. All right, so let's do that. 42 with those 2 cards. And now let's see what they're doing. 0. Uh-oh. He might get his poison ability. 0. Okay, good. He does not. And they're going after us. And the beetle is going at minus again. I would have liked for him to get this one, so he was only moving one, but it is what it is. Alrighty, so we are the Beatles first. So attack one, move two, attack one. Like I said, he's going to try to come through this path to get to us because it's the shortest. So he's going to go to there. And then he can't attack, so then it's our turn. So we're going to start with this attack 3 with Pierce 2, but he has no shield, so the Pierce doesn't matter. Actually, I wonder, is there a chance? There's not a chance we could, there is a chance we could finish him off with this one. So let's do this first, because I want to hopefully we only have to do one attack against him, because each time we attack him, he retaliates. So let's do the unstoppable charge first. If we end up getting plus, and then combined with the poison on him, that'll be enough to kill him. And then we might use this to move instead, get a little bit further away from that beetle. Yeah, we got the minus. All right, so it was attack 4, but he's poisoned, so that's 5, but then -1 makes it 4 again. So he's down to 2. And no, there's a 2 on here. There it is. And we take a damage from his retaliation. And then just happen to think I do have some spin down. I think they're D12s. Maybe I should use those for this. Be a little bit easier. Then we're going to do our attack 3 with Pierce 2. Yeah, and I moved that. So that got the plus, so now I get the plus. Overkill. So the wizard is dead, or the sorcerer, I should say. But he does do, I think even when they die, they still get the retaliate. Let me double check on that though. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm glad I checked. The rules say that if the one being attacked is either killed or exhausted, which would apply to if it was us with the retaliate, then the retaliate damage does not occur. So he does not retaliate from that one, which is nice. So that's going to conclude our... You know what? I don't know why I have such a problem remembering to strengthen myself after I play this card. So that first attack against the sorcerer should have been with advantage. So I rolled a minus. So I'm going to rule that this was actually my second roll for the first attack, which gave it a +1. So that attack actually killed the sorcerer, which means he didn't retaliate against me. And yeah, that means we can use the bottom half of hook and chain to just move. So let's see, that's not an actual space there. So we could come down to here. That way the beetle is more than 2 spaces away no matter which way he goes. It also puts us farther away from King Button, which is a good thing at this point. All right. Now it's the end of our turn, so we lose the strengthen. And this one gets discarded. This one flips and comes back to my hand. See, this is another one here too, where this becomes huge, because I can play this, get +1 to all my attacks over multiple rounds, and then when I'm about to run out of cards, I can pull this back, and then, well, in this case, it would go to here, but still, it would be available to come back to my hand when I rest. So, yeah, definitely some missed opportunities there. All right. So let's see, where are we at? We just went, the sorcerer's gone, so let's get rid of his card. And then it's going to be King Button's turn. And King Button is going to move 2 and then attack 2 at range 3. So yeah, if we hadn't moved, he'd have been able to get to us. So in this case, actually he can still get to us, darn it. Because he's going to go here. And then he's within range 3. But he does not have the poison. In fact, now he has no way of getting the poison unless I give it to him by having earth infused. Okay, so let's see what he does. So let's see, I should have, so I moved this back because we were redoing his first, or my first attack against the sorcerer. So it should actually be here now. They've done 2 attacks on me, right? Yes. No. Was it just the sorcerer? Yeah, it was just the sorcerer. And then I've taken a retaliate damage as well. So yeah, that's where that should be. Oh, he gets the plus, which is +2. Man. Now I could, let's see, what are my options here for canceling that damage? Because that's going to be 4 damage. That's rough. I want to cancel damage. Here it is, negating damage. Either discard 1 A-side card from my hand. So I could discard the Leaping Cleave, which means I'd have 1 more turn with these, and then I would have to rest. Which move 3. That would let me do the skewer, but then unfortunately I wouldn't be able to trigger the extra part of it. But yeah, because if I held on to this, what I would probably do next turn is play these 2. Probably wouldn't get to go before the beetle, but either way, I'd be able to skewer him for 4 with Pierce 2. So hopefully all of it would get through. I just don't know. Losing that card, I mean, it's basically going to take at least 1. So, like I said in a previous episode, the maximum number of turns you can take in this game is 9. I'm not sure if losing this card would knock me down only 1 turn or if that would knock me down 2 turns. I'm guessing probably 2 turns. So I'd be down to only 7 turns. I really need to try to get that beetle bleeding. I just don't know. If I take 4 damage, I'm down to only 5 health. Then even if I heal, which the problem then too with losing this card is that's my heal as well. But, I mean, I'm effectively healing for 4 at that point, so. Oh boy. Let's see what our other options are. I can discard 2 B-side cards from my hand. Well, I definitely don't want to do that, because then I'd have to rest this turn. And then our third option is to lose a card from our discard pile. So we could lose this card, which, I mean, that would certainly be nice to have, but just trying to think, if we lose that card, we're down to only 3 cards left. So we play, well, we'd still get to do 2 more turns then before we'd have to rest. And then after we rest, we'd only have 2 of these cards back. But that might be okay. Yeah, why don't we do that? I mean, this might be a mistake, but I just can't. I don't think I can afford to take 4 damage right now. So we'll lose that card to negate the damage. And hope that that wasn't a critical error on my part. All right. So that's going to conclude that round. Nothing to clean up here. This does need to move down. Hopefully they'll get their null on their next attack. So I think we want to go after the beetle, because we don't want, because if we go first, then he's going to get to attack us back right away. So let's go at 54. So there's a chance he'll go before us. Actually, does it matter? No, it doesn't. Whether we go 35 or 54, the only chance of him not going first is if he rolls that. So we're hoping he rolls that. So we might as well go 35. I don't know that it matters when we go in relation to King Button. I'm really hoping he gets that minus this time, so he lays off for a turn. All right, we'll do that. We'll go at 54, I guess, or 35. Doesn't matter. Let's go 35. And so King Button, darn it. And we don't have, okay, good. There's no leaf infused or earth. They're going at plus, which is what we didn't want. Great. Things are not working out. All right, well, we have to go first. I mean, on the plus side, I guess we get to hit King Button too. So, because we're going before him. I'm glad I did choose the 35, I guess. So yeah, we're gonna move 3 with jump. So 1, 2, 3. We'll do 1, 2, 3 just so we can take advantage of the jump. How's that? And then we do have wind infused, so we get our focus here. 3 attack plus 1, so 4 attack and 2 pierce. And then I'm thinking maybe use this as well so we can get all the way through his shield. Yeah, let's do that because we're probably going to be resting soon anyway. And probably going to need a long rest. All right, so we have Pierce 4. We have an attack 4 with Pierce 4. So let's do... Oh, the other option, though, is if I roll against King Button first, if I don't get the +2, I'll at least get an extra Pierce. Yeah, maybe we'll save that. Because I have a feeling for my next attack against the beetle, I'm going to want that extra Pierce 2 from the Iron Nail. So let's hold on to that. Let's attack King Button first. So we're either going to get +2 on him, or we'll get a Pierce 1, which is either way is good, I think. So it's attack 4 with Pierce 2 right now. Ooh, and I did get the +2, nice. So that's attack 6 with Pierce 2. So he's down to 1. Okay, now we don't want him to roll his heal ability. And this moves down. And then we'll do our attack 4 with Pierce 2 on the beetle. And we got the 0, so it's just a straight attack 4. They're down to 8. There it is. And need some kind of holder to put this stuff in so it doesn't go all over the place. All right. Yeah, I need something that has like, so it would need to have a channel down the middle like this, so those cards could kind of sit down below, and then this would like lay over top of them. Then you'd have to figure out a way to handle exhausting them then. I'll give it some thought. All right. So yeah, that concludes my turn. So the skewer is going to go in the discard pile. Leaping Cleave flips over, comes back to my hand. All right, I'm going to have some decisions to make here on my next turn, I think. But I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so next is going to be King Button. So he's moving 2, but he doesn't need to move because he's already in range. So attack 2 at range 3. Oh man, I just noticed too, this beetle's going to do 2 attacks on me. This is going to be bad. Very bad. He got the plus, so that's 3 damage. 6. I can't afford to lose any more cards. Wow, I really need this beetle to roll minus on both of these attacks. Okay, got the 0, so that's 2. Down to 4. And I'm wounded. Which means I'm going to start taking damage on at the beginning of my turn. And second attack. 0 again, so 2 more. So we're down to 2 health. It's not looking good. Not looking good for the home team. That's going to do it for the round. So we have these two cards. So my thinking was, I think I have to kill this beetle like right now. So I think I have to use this burn card for that. And then just hope that because then that'll leave us these two cards. Oh no, but then when we rest, we'll have to get rid of one and then we can't play. So that would be the end. Wow. I just don't think we can survive though. If that beetle gets to take more turns. Yeah, because on our turn, we're going to go down to 1 health. I don't think there's any way to win this scenario. So at this point, I'm just going to try to make a big last hurrah here. And, I mean, we will get to heal too, I guess. But, yeah, let's just make a last hurrah. We'll play these two. 18. So hopefully the beetle doesn't go before us. All right, he's at 0 again. At least he's not healing. And 0. Okay. All righty. Let's see if we can finish this guy off. Did I do? This should have moved, right? Because this was the attack against King Button, and then this was the attack against the beetle. So that should be there. Watch me roll a null now on my big Uber attack. All right, so let's do Quietus. 8 attack with Pierce 2 on the beetle. All right, we got the 0, which is +1. So that's 9 damage with Pierce 2. Beetle's dead. Then we heal 2 self. This is discarded. This card is lost. And I'm pretty sure we have lost. So we'll play it out here. King Button doesn't need to move. He got a minus. So his 2 attack is only 1. So we're down to 3. And, oh, we forgot to take the damage from our wound. So we should have been down to 1 health on our turn. And then we healed up to 3. And then now he does 1 to us. So we're actually at 2. All right. And then we will have to short rest. We'll short rest. So we get both of these back. But then we have to lose one randomly. And then that leaves us with only 1 card, so we're exhausted. So close. Well, it definitely tells me this is doable. Where the first time I played, I was thinking, there's no way. So yeah, I think we just have to get a little bit better luck with the rolls, I think, as far as when the enemies go in relation to us and or the attacks against them. So, I mean, in hindsight, if I had used the nail on that attack against King Button, it would have killed him. But then I don't know that I would have been able to finish off the beetle then without having access to that. I mean, maybe I could have gotten away and long rested and gotten it back. It's hard to say, but anyway, that's going to wrap it for this episode, and we will give this another shot in the next one. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching.